Lovely. Hi, I'm Rosemary Cunningham, and a big welcome to this webinar about magical client attraction in the new age. And I'm going to be sharing 5 things you can do to start attracting your soul clients now. And I'll be talking about 5-star clients, ideal clients, soul clients. They're all kind of the same, but there's a little intricacy there, which I will share. So, lighthouses. You are a lighthouse, and lighthouses don't go running all over an island looking for boats to save. They just stand there shining. So what can happen when we're setting up our business? We can start chasing around thinking we've got to go and get clients, we've got to find clients, and we forget to just really be in our energy and our essence. And the story of this is when a lighthouse is looking out to sea and they see a boat in trouble, and the boat isn't taking any attention to them. And so the lighthouse starts running up and down the beach, waving at the boat, waving at the boat, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And the boat is chasing the lighthouse, looking at this light moving, and they could end up crashing into the rocks. So if the lighthouse was standing firm, it was standing strong, it was just shining its light, and it would just be seen. And of course, there are people out there who don't really need the lighthouse. There are people who aren't interested in a lighthouse. And if we start chasing around over everyone, even the people who aren't interested in us and can't even see us, we are wasting an almighty amount of time and energy that we could be spending just attracting our 5-star clients, those who are ready to work with us and pay us, our soulmate clients, those who we've connected from a previous lifetime, and much, much more. It's all about energy. So this workshop is for you if you love working with energy. Maybe you're an energy practitioner like me. I've always worked with energy. Lots of my clients are in transition. They've been doing something for a long time and they're really ready to birth something new now. Maybe you love more of the right type of clients for you. Maybe you've hit a plateau in your business. Things just aren't moving and you know you need some new energy coming in. That energy again, isn't it? Or maybe you're just not sure who your ideal clients are. And also, if you've got your own business, maybe you've got downright confused and overwhelmed by all the marketing you keep hearing you've got to do. This person's trying to tell you you've got to do this or not do that. It can be absolutely bewildering. And maybe you also love a little bit of magic and alchemy, and you like a sound strategy to follow too. So you like to know what you've got to do. Well, the good news is, hip hip hooray, you're in the right place. That's what we got for you today. So what you're going to discover is the biggest advantage of just attracting those 5-star clients, how you can start to do this right now. And also what you can do now to help them find you. Notice the difference. The lighthouse, they're finding you. And how to keep in touch with them every day, because believe me, this is an ongoing process. You don't just do it once and leave it. It's something that has to be checked into every now and again. Not necessarily all the time, but you'll know when you need to do it. So I'll be sharing the process you can do to do this on an ongoing basis. So what is a 5-star client? It's said that in marketing, there is someone in your world who would love to pay you 10 times your usual fee, and they're waiting for a product so they can do that. So maybe you're a therapist and you charge 50, 60 pounds a session at the moment. There's someone in your world who would be really happy to have the kind of VIP experience, the real deep experience of working with you, and they will be really happy to pay you 500 or 600 pounds to do that. Maybe they'd love to come and spend a day with you. And they want your unique wisdom and experience, and they're really, really happy to pay for it. And also, there's a lot about 5-star clients, as you'll see coming up. Well, I have a list of about 30 qualities for my 5-star clients that I've built over time. But some of the most important things are your non-negotiables. So my clients have to be respectful. And I love it if they want to stay with me for the long haul. Maybe they want to do more work with me. Maybe I put my next product out and they're going, oh, that sounds great. Can I do that with you, please? And they love it if I invite them first. If I create something new and I just drop them an email and say, would you be interested in this? I was thinking of you. Maybe you'd love to come, and I'll do you a special. If maybe it's a special for you for the next couple of weeks if you'd love to come and work with me. Those are my 5-star clients. The people who absolutely love working with me, and they want to rave about me to anyone and everyone as well. So I'm going to share with you the 4 steps for attracting 5-star clients right now. I think it might have said 5 steps in the beginning, but I'm sure there are 5 steps here. Bear with me. And also I'll be sharing just a limited time offer, which is a workshop over 5 weeks, which will help you really attract your 5-star clients in a way that you'll never forget this. And you'll get it done right now. So you'll be really up there with the wind beneath your wings. And I'll be sharing lots of techniques for bringing those opportunities to you now. And just to share, there's a lady called Angela who worked with me last year. I did a day of this. It was, I love to teach this over a longer period of time so we can really implement it as we go. But she did an extended period of what I'm doing here today. And within just 3 days, she had 5 new and returning clients. And that's not unusual. She's just one person who really came to mind when I was preparing this. And so before the end of this workshop, I absolutely promise you will have at least one major aha about how to allow more 5-star clients to find you. So just a few words about me. So here you have me as a nurse. I was about 20 when I became a nurse. I'm a born nurturer. One of my major money archetypes, or my major money archetype, is I'm a nurturer. It's right up there. I love caring for people, making sure everyone's safe. If you ever come to one of my groups, I like everyone to feel safe there. One of the things I do through my business coaching is I help women feel safe to have our own business and safe to talk about it. Because often the women come along and they, I don't want to talk about me, but I help everyone be grounded and connected enough and safe enough that we can really share what we do. Nursing wasn't for me, unfortunately. I had some health problems with my hands, which have changed my career many, many times. And I became a complementary therapist. That's me doing Bowen therapy there. And if you looked at my hands there closely, you'd see I had eczema on them there as well. It's kind of been one of my North Stars, really. I'm very much a sensitive empath. And often if I'm feeling it, I'm feeling the pressure of the universe, my skin will really, really get red. That's my thing. And the third one, that was about 10 years ago, lovely little young lady called Faith was born to one of my clients. I did reflexology and Bowen therapy with this beautiful soul. That was her second child that she'd come to me to have. I helped her get pregnant and then helped her through her pregnancy as well. And I've helped lots of babies into the world. That's one of my absolute joys. My success signature for my business is joy. So I'm here to help you find joy in your business, to help your clients find joy. I used to help people find joy in their bodies by being free of pain or free of worries. It's just what I do. I embody peace and joy. That's who Rosemary is. So I've had lots and lots of ideal clients. I started my business in 1992, 93, and one of my clients has literally been with me since 1994. He's come in on Monday for a massage. I used to treat 25 people a week. I now treat about 3, maybe 5 a month. And I've also had a few not so ideal clients because we learn by contrast. We need to have the people who we don't enjoy working with, the ones who hit our buttons, the ones who take the mickey, because then that means we know what we do want. And that's part of the process we're working through today even. So yes, I'm Rosemary Cunningham. I live in Leigh-on-Sea, which is 30 miles from London. And I've had my own heart-centered business since 1992, 93. And I've always worked with energy, even when I was nursing. And this is my happy place. I absolutely love to be in nature. I go to nature to recover, to be inspired. I love doing retreats with women in nature. If you came and did a one-to-one business coaching with me, we would probably go to the beach or in the woods or up in the mountains, or we'd have the retreat in the mountains. That is where I come into my own and I help my clients come into my own, where our rhythm meets the rhythm of nature. And of course, I've created Winning Women Heart-Centered Business Community, founded in 2013, primarily in Essex, but now worldwide. We've also had a group in London, and we now have over 2,800 women in the group. And when we started in 2013, this is where I first started attracting ideal clients for this. Somebody once said, this is the business group where it's okay to talk about your angel cards. And that was well before everyone started talking about angel cards. So we were unique. And so women come into my groups and they find they can talk about reading Akashic records. They can talk about all sorts of kind of non-standard things in a very, very supportive environment. And it's also extremely non-judgmental. If I find judgment in one of my groups or my Facebook groups, it's just not really tolerated. We're here about safety. We're here about being able to share what we do. So, yeah, so this is me and my essence really attracting people. Look at those lovely women. And here on the right, you've got our beautiful Zambian group. That's me in the pink sari. I was in Zambia that was 2015, and we used to support a women's group in Zambia. We still support the charity, but the women have kind of gone off and done other things, but we very much support young boys and girls in school. We help them get a great education and we support the teachers. Beautiful. So my branding archetypes, this is something I do with my clients, branding with archetypes. I'm an alchemist and I'm an artist. And when you do this, you answer about 140 questions, a lot of questions. And 90% of the people who come to work with me also have an alchemist archetype. And probably about 30% are artists as well. So this is me being in my essence, attracting my tribe. And that's what I'm here to help you do as well. And I've always believed that health was about energy. I remember noticing that when I was a student nurse in the hospital, when sometimes people weren't getting better and you'd sit and have a chat with them, or even just a passing chat in the ward while you were helping them wash, and they'd come back later and, you know what, Rosemary, I feel so much better. Thank you so much. And also in the later few years, when I started doing business and money coaching, I've realized that money is all about energy. It's what we project on it. Now, I've got a $2 bill here that one of my American friends gave me. And you could look at that and think it's Mickey Mouse, couldn't you? But for me, that is an accepted currency. So I believe that's an accepted currency. I believe it's worth something. And if I didn't, it wouldn't be. You know, it's literally what we project on that money. And if we think it's evil, then it will treat us that way. We think it's untrustworthy or it gets us into trouble. It probably will. And the last thing is, of course, marketing is all about energy. It's about intention. It's about allowing our whole brain to help us with it, but at the same time, we can tap into the much higher energy that's now available to us. Hence, ideal clients in the new age, because we really are moving into a different energy at the moment. So I've been thinking about attracting perfect clients for a very, very long time, because believe me, when you start a massage practice, you want perfect clients. You don't want people who test you too much. And believe me, I've had a few. My very first massage client ever was a nightmare. But it taught me who I really didn't want to work with, and also where I didn't want to work, where I felt unsafe to work. And from then on, I always had a conversation with anyone who wanted to work with me before I booked them in. And now I think we book people by text message, we book people by email. I'm a great believer in going back old school, having a conversation with someone, letting them hear your voice, you hearing their voice, and really hearing the vibration about someone. You can't get it from a text message. You can't really get it from an email. So that's something else you could bear in mind. Have a conversation with people, always. Yeah, so why am I doing this workshop? I'm here to share how being all of you and really knowing all of you and kind of caring about all of you as well. It's the know thyself. And also knowing who you're here for is a spelling mistake in there. Knowing who you're here for, who your ideal clients are, knowing those two things, who you are and who you're here for, can really help you avoid all that stressful chasing, finding clients, because nobody wants to be chased, nobody wants to be got, nobody wants to be tripwired into working with you. All the kind of the old school sales techniques just do not work for the people I work with, or me indeed. We just feel like used car salesmen. So we have to find a different way of being in our essence, so people will find us. And I've got a question here. So why do successful people who are attracting 5-star clients, what do they have in common and how do they do it? It's always good to ask that. So have they just got lucky? Possibly. Are they getting lots and lots of introductions? Have they got one person who loved working with them and sent them loads and loads of referrals? Maybe they're working really, really, really hard. They're just trying so much. They're posting on social media, 3 different platforms, 5 different platforms every day. Maybe they are. Just sounds exhausting to me. It's not the way I want to work. Or maybe they're an influencer. And maybe they've got recognized by a lot of people and they've got millions of followers. Or maybe they're really, really good at what they do. Are these the common factors? So some get lucky, some don't. Some get lots of introductions and referrals, and others just get found out of the blue. I had a lovely lady come to work with me the other day, and she'd found me on the internet. She'd come to my group. People are finding my group. They're not necessarily ready to work with me straight away, but sometimes they've got a community that they want to invite to the group. We did an amazing giveaway event a couple of weeks ago, and some people were inviting 300 or 400 of their colleagues because they knew they'd love the group. And the group membership went up, not by thousands, but by 400, which was amazing. It's really quite challenging to grow a Facebook group by even 400 followers. So there you go. I had lots of introductions and referrals, but they don't always work. And people will find you just completely out of the blue. And yeah, some people do work really, really hard, but others just don't. They're just very focused. They take it easy. They work these amount of hours. And they're just very, very intentional about what they post. And some people are really, really good at what they do, but maybe they're the best, but others most definitely aren't. That's really what I think, if we're honest. So these aren't common denominators. So let's have a little look at demographics, because now we tend to talk about demographics and psychographics. So traditionally, if you'd have done a traditional business course, you'd be looking at finding your avatar, and you'd probably have a picture of them on the wall. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a bit, we're going to go far beyond that. We've got energy to do the heavy lifting here. So you'd look at how old is your client. It may be Frances, she's age 45. She reads Red Magazine and she reads the Daily Telegraph. We'd ask, what TV programs do they watch? Are they a Coronation Street fan? Where do they work? City, home, own business. We get really specific on these kind of things. We want to know how much they earn and where they go on holiday. But these also aren't the common denominators. I know that the people who work with me, some have an enormous amount of money, some actually have very little, but they want to work with me as their priority. So they will find the money, they'll borrow it, they'll take it out, their pension, they'll get something for a birthday present. They'll really, really prioritize this. Yeah, so it's a useful process, but when we tap into energy, we multiply things even more. And also, our ideas are steeped in scarcity and lack. This is what we've been told, that we have to compete for clients. Tesco's competes with Sainsbury's. We're always taught on the news about market share. We talk about growing the economy. And we're also taught about chasing clients, tricking and trapping them into saying yes. Hear about the old salesman, the foot in the door tricks, all these kind of things. And it just doesn't work for the people I work with, and it certainly doesn't work for me. And also, most of us now are working in a global market. There's nearly 8 billion people in the world now, and a lot of them could be your potential clients, because we cross boundaries, don't we? We cross continents. And we don't live in the world of scarcity like that anymore. And it's really time for our brains to catch up. And people want uniqueness. Your clients want you. And it's up to you to know who they are, to know what they want from you, and also to be available and to help them find you by taking intentional action. It doesn't have to be a lot of action. It just has to be intentional action and inspired action as well. So we'll look at that today too. And once again, you're not Tesco's or Sainsbury's. You are a unique personal brand. And it's about us really coming into that. That's where the branding archetypes is so fantastic, because you look at these archetype cards and you think, oh my goodness, that's me. And then you can take them to your designer and they can create a design just for you, or you can do it yourself these days. But it gives you that incredibly powerful identity. You know, this is me. I'm not competing with that business coach down the road. She's totally different to me. Believe me, your brain and your little voice, your barking dog, will still tell you that you're competing with them. But when you really know who you are, you can keep coming back to center, coming back to center, telling the voice to go away, or consoling that little child of you who's got scared because she sees lots of other people around her and she thinks she's under threat. So if you're not selling something physical, the most common denominator that your clients want is transformation. So it's also about knowing that where they go from and where they go to, and getting really clear about what that transformation is for your clients. And it's bigger than you think. And your 5-star clients want a transformation and they are prepared to pay for it. And normally, the bigger a transformation somebody wants, the more they are prepared to pay for it. But also the transformation, it's like a pond. It's like a pond of ripples. So in the middle, somebody might do some business coaching with me, and then they get more confident, which will affect other parts of their life. And then there's more money coming in, and then they're making more impact. So they're really on their higher path, their mission. And then their family could start to benefit. Their family around them will get inspired by them, and their friends will, and they go out and start their own business as well. And there's this whole beautiful ripple of inspiration and abundance and all other good things. That is the transformation that people are prepared to pay for. Once again, yeah, someone in your world who's happy to pay a lot more for you as well. So here we are, step 1. This is about knowing who your client is in so much detail. We want to know about their feelings, their values, their expectations, their drivers. And also, I'm going to ask you, what are your non-negotiables? So if someone comes to work with you, what are you really not prepared to compromise over, shall we say? And I'll share with you mine. This is my coaching business. So my client, they take responsibility for their business results. And that means if things don't go quite as well because they haven't put the work in, or things just haven't gone as well, something happens, they take responsibility. They don't blame me. This is self-responsibility. This is one of the pillars of the law of one, which is the new energy we're moving into, self-responsibility. They are also coachable. They come and they're prepared to listen. They're prepared to do what I ask them to. And they appreciate and they take my advice. I've had business coaching clients. One particular lady said to me, at the end of the call, she said, sometimes you tell me to do something and I think you're completely mad, but I'll go and do it. And it always works. Well, she was coachable and she appreciated and took my advice, which is why she was happy to invest in coming to work with me. And she was the easiest client ever. She turned up on time. She raved about me. She was a joy to work with. She wanted extra sessions and she was happy to pay for them. Rosemary, I need an extra session. I need more help. Send me a bill. That kind of client. She was there. She really knew what value I brought. And she kept her appointments and she really respected and valued my time. So she wanted to pay those appointments as well. And she also respected and valued her own time. So it was really precious for her. And that's the kind of person who's going to have that success that you're here to help them have it in whatever it is, whether it's with their health or their business or whatever it is for you. And also they trust I have their best interests at heart. I need to know that I have a client who isn't deeply suspicious of me. They trust me that I'm really trying to do the right thing for them and their life. And that means their family and everything. But trust to me is very, very important. Also, my clients come from a spiritual base and they're heart-centered. And I love clients to be happy and express good humour. I find it really challenging to work with angry people. In fact, I just don't do it anymore. It's happened in the past, but now it just generally doesn't really. If they don't resonate, they go. They just go. Or I even politely asked someone to move on a couple of weeks ago because I just knew she wasn't the right client for me. And I was able to say, I'm not the right coach for you. I wish you really well. And this woman really wasn't happy about it, but I was strong. I knew it was one of my non-negotiables. They are peaceful, patient, kind, and calm. Important to me. I'm a sensitive. I don't want to be shouted at. Don't respond well to shouting at all. And they're intelligent and they demonstrate good common sense. I find it so challenging to work with people who just don't have any common sense. I find it really difficult. So those are my non-negotiables. So my question for you is, what will yours be? Feel free to take these. And when in the program I'm teaching, we have a big, long list of them. There's all sorts of things you could bring into this. And when you really know who they are, you stand so much taller and stronger. And people will sense this resonance from you before they've even met you. They'll pick it up from your copy, from what you're writing. So step 2, who do your 5-star clients need you to be so they can seek you out and say yes to working with you? Okay, so this is about you in the relationship. So what makes you the perfect coach, therapist, provider for your 5-star customer? So this is a two-way relationship here. And you get to say what you want to provide for them too, because you're creating your own 5-star business here and it's your choice. I know it's quite unusual, isn't it? We've often been told in life we don't have choices, but believe me, we really do. We just need to be open to it and then claim them. So my work for you is, I'll give you lots of lovely examples in a minute. Make a list of qualities that here and be specific about each item. And when you've written it down, read it out loud and then decide if this really is something you actually want to do. So I'll give you an example here. For instance, do your clients expect you to charge the lowest prices in the industry? Or would they rather expect you to charge above the industry average because you're not average, because you're better than average? So for me in my coaching business, I can charge the lowest of the lowest of the lowest fees, but I don't want to because it won't sustain my business. So my ideal clients expect me to charge higher than industry average. And on an energetic level, if your pricing is kind of down here and your ideal clients are kind of vibrationally up here, then they will not even see your offer until you increase it. So you might put a bigger, more expensive offer out and the people down here won't see it anyway. But other people who are higher up in the kind of vibrational scale will see it because you've elevated what you're doing. So my ideal clients, here are a few of mine, just a few. I've got about 15 of these. They expect me to charge above the industry average. My ideal clients expect me to have a business that makes a good profit. Okay. And I would even add to this, my ideal clients enjoy paying me. Yeah, that's one of my ideal client qualities. They enjoy paying me, but you do not need someone who's going to fight to pay you or begrudgingly pay you. That makes really hard work. So I have clients who will just happily hand over the money and just say, well, I've had people in my massage business as well, when I put my fees up, oh, of course you're worth it. I don't care if you put your fees up. No, just put them up every now and again. And these are the kind of people we need in our world, but it's like we need to write these down as our non-negotiables. So that's who we attract. And my ideal clients, they expect me to take several vacations a year and not to be available at weekends. It's my choice if I'm available at weekends or not. So they expect me to be available Monday to Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And what that does is if they contact me out of hours, they don't expect me to reply until the next day, if it's a weekday. Yeah. And there's a huge freedom in that, huge freedom in that. It means you don't get phone calls out of hours as well, so you can really relax. They expect me to treat them with kindness and respect. I've chosen that in my relationship with them. They expect me to be their coach and mentor, not their best friend, their boss, or their therapist. It's a very, very different relationship. When a client comes in and they kind of want to be your best friend, it's very, very challenging. Believe me, I've been there many a time. It's just the boundaries are just pushed. But when we have these standards, this is who you are, they will sense that subconsciously and they will not push your boundaries. It's very interesting. And this is also about those 5-star clients. This is kind of almost like your best clients, but a lot more of our clients can be our 5-star clients when we get so clear about who they are. And friendships may naturally develop over time, and they often do. If you're in resonance with people, they certainly will develop. Okay. Step 3, get to know your ideal clients well. So what I do is I take you through a meditation, a day in the life of your ideal client, from the minute they wake up to the middle of the night when they wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning having a panic. Sometimes you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning to find out what's going on for them at the middle of the night. What worries them so deeply that they're woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I did this with a group of women in about 2021, and one of them was a financial advisor. And her ideal client was a younger woman, but she was having about saving for a pension at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was one of those, oh my goodness, I've done nothing about this. I've left myself so vulnerable. So then she could talk to that person in her copy. She could write blogs for that person. So when you really get to know them this well, then you can create social media posts and blogs and all sorts of things, or start conversations which will appeal to these people. And also, how do they want to feel? Do they want to wake up feeling happy? Do they want to wake up feeling they've got purpose in their lives? And what are they longing for? One of the questions in this meditation is when they wake up in bed, is there someone next to them? Or are they longing for someone to be next to them? Because there are a lot of relationship coaches in my world, and they want to work with someone who's really longing for someone to be next to them. If someone's indifferent, they're not going to be a 5-star client, are they? So we need to have a way to find out what they really want. And the way I do this is a beautiful technique I learned from my business coach, Kendall Summerhawk, where you actually step into becoming your ideal client. And the process I do is where we take you into 4 different places as well. So you get 4 different approaches, from an observer, from spirit, from yourself, and from your client. But just to tell you now that you could actually visualize stepping into becoming your ideal client and asking them questions. And you could get someone else to ask you those questions. This is what we do on the courses. So you might want to ask them what they actually want to buy from you. Are they interested in this really complicated product that you're thinking of creating? Is that what they want from you? Because maybe they don't. Maybe they really don't. And you can ask them even where they hang out, so you can easily share with them. So you could step into becoming them, and you could just sort of say, okay, where do you want me to post so you can see this? And I normally get LinkedIn. My ideal client, business to business. And often the people who are ready to invest a decent amount of money in working with me will find me on LinkedIn, because they're looking for a professional business coach. And my ideal clients tell me that in the visualization. And you can ask them what they want you to share each day. So there's Okay, where do you want me to share something today? Where do I need to be today for you to find me? And then it's, okay, what do you want me to share each day? And at the moment, my ideal clients have been telling me to get this course out and really just keep sharing it, because it's a good basic product that incorporates everything I believe in and can make an enormous difference for someone who's ready to apply it for not much of an investment. And you can even ask your ideal clients how much they're happy to pay you. I did this process with a lovely woman once who was a therapist, and she was kind of apologetically giving stuff away. So I've got something here. So she'd have a treatment with her, and then she said, I really think you could do with some ginkgo biloba. I've got some here for you. I stock it. Would you like some? And they'll say, oh, that's interesting. And she'll just say, oh, it's all right, I'll give it to you. Because she didn't want the almost like the embarrassment or the awkwardness of asking them for more money for it. But of course, the energy around money needs to be a lot easier than that. And the same mentor always used to say that the energy around talking about money should be, could you pass the salt, please, Rosemary? So it could be something like, I've got some ginkgo here, actually. I think that could really help you. It's £10. Would you like some? No loading, no projection, no nothing. Remember, we were talking about what we project onto money earlier. And then if they don't want it, that's absolutely fine. It's not about you. It really, and I think we're also, particularly as women, we've been trained to take things really quite personally. So this therapist was told by her ideal client in the visualization, just charge me for it. I'm more than happy to pay. So just tell me how much it is and I will pay. And for this therapist, it was absolutely revolutionary. In that visualization, her clients told her to put her fees up by about £15. And when you've been told by your ideal clients what they want, it's so much easier just to go away and do it, to not double guess it, just to go away and do it. There we are. So I've got some more techniques coming up, but first of all, I just wanted to help you a little bit more about how to help your ideal clients find you now. And this is the course I've put together. I'll just quickly tell you about this. So I've created this little program because I know that for me to attract more 5-star clients, I need to do this myself consistently. It needs to be part of my ongoing process. And once again, Angela's lovely quote here, thank you for a great workshop. Since Monday, I've had one new client this week, one new client booked for next week, an inquiry of the likelihood of a booking, plus 2 returning customers from several months ago, and a very, very, very happy face. And that is not unusual at all. So how can we be reminded week on week how important this is, and to keep doing this work or play, if you like, because it really can be fun. It needs to kind of be integrated as part of what we do. So on this course I've put together, we do the work together. We get on a live call once a week for 5 weeks, and then we just do the work together. We'll make up your list of your ideal client qualities. We'll make up your list of what they need from you, and you'll do it with a great group of other spiritual business women, so you can have fun of them. You can share ideas. They call it magpieing, when one of you says, oh, I think I'm going to have I don't know, they live in San Francisco on my list. That's crazy. And you'll go, oh, I like that idea too. Yes, more ideal clients in San Francisco. And you can magpie each other. And it really makes for fun and ease of doing this work. And you get the work done. You get to share your ideas and insights, and then you go away. Or even there and then, you can sit there and start your social media up. You can put it on there while you're on the call. And you can put it into action straight away with our support and cheering you on. That's the power of this thing, doing it with me. And you've got access to me and the hive mind of these other women 5 weeks. And I'm adding a month on for our new mastermind at the end as well, which would normally be £100. So you get continued support. Obviously, if you want to carry on with the mastermind, you're very welcome. We'll have a private group. You will get downloadable worksheets so you can use them again and again and again. And please share them too with other people. We're here to really light the lighthouses at the moment. More people could do with this. So feel free to share this work. And then these exercises will become part of your life and your business, so you can bring them out again and again with ease. when my work's dropped a bit, I know exactly what I need to do. I probably need to sit and think about my ideal client in a way I'll tell you about in a minute, maybe write them a letter. And I just know, I know I haven't connected with them enough lately because I've done this work so much. And of course, the big question, how much, is £395 for you to help attracting those ideal clients from day one, and the mastermind where we have 2 calls a month to keep you in momentum afterwards. And you're very welcome to have a payment plan. That's 3 monthly payments of £150. Or if that doesn't work for you, message me. It's interesting times at the moment. I use the interesting very broadly. If you really want to be on this course, let me know and we will work something out for you, because if it's a good fit for you, I would love you to be there. Okay, so step 4 is about connecting with that ideal client energetically, as we were saying. So for me, when things are quiet, I've often got right in my head, I'm in my brain, I'm thinking. I start to feel stuck because I've forgotten to do this. So you can visualize connecting with your ideal client energetically, and then get quiet and ask what they need to work with you. Okay, I know you're there. I know you're not far away. What do you need to work with me? How can I help you find me? And one of the ways you can do this is, a lovely lady called Gina Gabinelli suggested this. It's like there's a beam of light coming up from me, and there's a beam of light coming up from my ideal client. And of course, they meet up in the sky, like the lasers that go around in the sky. And imagine them meeting up in the sky, and just take your consciousness right up to that point and imagine having a conversation with them. Imagine connecting heart to heart with them. And just ask them, just give it time. If nothing comes through, don't worry. But if something does come through, I'd suggest you write it down, physicalize it, write it down, and just trust and see what comes up. It's such a powerful process. I do this most days at the moment. Lovely. And I would also say, once again, to reiterate, your 5-star clients are looking for you already. They're already out there looking for you. Some of them aren't quite ready yet, but it's just a case of you being in the right place, the right energy, and they will start to find you. And also there's a soul connection thing going on here. Often we've agreed to work together before we were incarnated. So it's almost like they can't really pass you by. However, you need to be visible so they can find you. So in your essence enough, knowing who you are, knowing who you're here for, with the clarity and the confidence to feel safe to go and share, so they can start coming into your world. And it usually doesn't need to be, once, like we said, millions of social media posts. Often it's enough for you to just be really clear of 1 or 2 platforms where you're happy to be, and then they will start to find you. But it's quite a magical process. And of course, once again, what doesn't work is our biggest teacher. So if something doesn't work, have a look at it and then reverse it. You know, if someone comes into your world you really don't resonate, sometimes it's almost as if we're being tested. Happens to me every now and again. I had a lovely woman contact me, but she just straight away said, I've got multiple personality disorder, but I need some help with money. Not my client. Absolutely not my client. It's like if someone's got a lot of trauma. I've done work with trauma as a therapist, but clients with a lot of trauma are not my clients. So I will pass them on to someone else who will help them with their trauma, and maybe they'll come back to me when they're ready. So we have to trust in things. We have to allow people to move on and move forward. So your 5-star client homework, this is golden. Write a letter to your 5-star client and then let them reply to you. So I do this quite often. So I'll get a piece of paper and I'll put, hi, 5-star client, Sharon, whatever it is. How are you? What's going on for you? I've got a new product. I'd absolutely love to share it with you. I'm really, really excited about it. Tell them a bit about it. Now, as if you're having a chat with someone, an old friend. And then I can't wait to hear from you. Get in touch with me soon. Lots of love, Rosemary. And then you can just pause and then write down dear Rosemary or hi Rosemary, and just pause and wait for a reply to come through. Just write down what comes in. Trust the process and just see what comes back. You don't have to do the second bit. The first bit is the most important bit. But maybe even committing to write them a letter a day for a week and just be curious what comes back, because you're opening your mind up to all possibilities. You're lifting your vibration around them. You're connecting with them on a higher level. You're acknowledging they're there. You're telling your brain, your reticular activating system, that you can't wait to work with these people. And then your brain, this little filter at the back of your brain, will start showing you your ideal clients or signs of where you might go. Oh, that's an interesting magazine. Goodness me, maybe I could advertise in that. Oh, or oh, I love that podcast. I wonder if I could be a guest on there, something like that. And you'll be astonished where the opportunities come up. So yes, keep this magical process in your pocket. And then you can use this for other things as well. This is the kind of also the stepping into becoming your ideal client. You can get their perspective on a situation. And it can be really useful when you're creating this attractor marketing. You can ask them what they would like you to write. And helps you really get out of your head and your own concerns, because often we bring all our stuff into our creation, don't we? But it helps you get out of your head and step into them and kind of bypass your barking dog, your ego. Wonderful for moving you on when you're stuck, and even to resolve a dispute as well. It's brilliant for that. So my question to you is, what inspired actions are you ready to take in this to attract your ideal clients? Is something bubbling up for you now? Something you're going, oh, I like that idea. Yeah, I think I might write them a letter. What's going on for you? So here's a little list. So you could write your client a letter, ask them write down what they expect from you, make your list. Sorry, I've got that wrong. Write your list of your 5-star client qualities. As I said, when you do this work with me, I'll give you a lovely template to follow, and you'll end up with probably about 30, and they're all really, really powerful. And then write down what they expect from you. They expect you to charge higher than industry average services prices. They expect you to be confident about your pricing. They expect you to see yourself as a powerful female business owner. They expect that you're confident and you see yourself as a professional, these kind of things. And then get clear on the vision and the impact you want to make. It really helps if we've got our eyes on the horizon. One of the qualities that our 5-star clients often looking for us is that we're looking at our horizon. So we're not just looking at what's in front of our face, but we've got a bigger perspective. So for me at the moment, I absolutely adored doing Winning Women for 11 years, but my horizon is travel. It's expanding my horizon so I can go to beautiful places and invite them to come and join me, whether it's on social media or to come and do a retreat with me in Mount Shasta or wherever it is I am. That's my horizon at the moment. I'm into a stage of expansion right now. And my impact I want to make with that is, I'm really crazy about travel. I'm part of a network marketing travel business. So just sharing about me and my travel plans will help other people also get inspired about that. And part of the impact I want to make is to help women to really create that residual income that a lot of us don't have, particularly someone like myself who's been self-employed for 30 years. So my vision is to have women far more supported, with more choices and more abundance and security as well. So what's your vision? What's the impact you would love to make through your business? And then next one, just tapping into your clients, those 5-star clients, for guidance at every step on the way. Keep asking them for their help. Lovely. So there we are. I would love you to join me and let's create this together for the next step. We're starting next week, I believe, possibly the week after. I've got a few wonderful women. I'm just waiting for a couple more to join us, and then we will set the dates for our 5 weeks together. And you're also welcome to join the mastermind. That's £100 a month or £500 for 6 months. If that sounds good. And then you'll get my support twice a month on calls. I'll be sharing all sorts of things like how to set up your LinkedIn profile. I'll find something I apply to my business and I'll share it with you. You can share your things. Also having a peer group of powerful, heart-centered business women to support you on your way and really keep you in momentum. The other thing I do a lot of, I'll just show you this. This will be part of our course. I have a list of about 60 beliefs, and they are things that hold us back. So when you get stuck or something comes up in your business or you're unsure or you're in your head, we can just look at which belief is holding you back there and then, and we can work our way around for you just moving on, moving through it. One of my superpowers is helping people stay in momentum and keep moving forward, keep our eye on the horizon, keep our eye on the vision, and keep us in our pillar of light, in our lighthouse, so we can be all of ourselves, be happy, be joyful, and attract those who we are here to serve without the chasing, without the tripping up, without the getting clients. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about ease and grace and joy. So thank you for joining me. Go and create magic. And the link to join me will be with this video, or just message me. You can message me info@rosemarycunningham.co.uk if you want to have a chat about it. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for taking the time. Time is precious. And yeah, go and have some fun and make your mark on the world. Lots of love. Bye-bye.